Hello again and welcome back to the Dirty Shop. Obviously, quite a mess in this spot. Today, I'm making a throwing axe for my daughter, and I'm going to call this the 2-hour axe because I'm hoping to be able to pull this off, at least to a functional state. It may not be perfectly beautiful, but at least functional in 2 hours. So I've already got my parts cut for the axe. Obviously, I should maybe put that outside of it, but I'm going to use a piece of strapping to go around the back of it. So I'm going to wrap this around for the handle, and then I've got a piece of leaf spring here that I pre-cut that's going to go in as the blade, and then I'm going to grind it down to the shape I want. So this will have to come around, forge weld on, and then I'll grind it to shape. So hopefully I can pull this off in 2 hours. My forge is just getting up to heat, and we're going to see what we can do. So we're going to put these in and start our timer. Timer's going. The slow part, you have to wait for it to heat up.
Warning. This video may contain scenes of extreme untidiness. Viewer discretion is advised.
Once again, I had a microphone problem, so I'm going to be recording a narration for this. I'm using a straight peen hammer here to flare the ends of the strapping so that it's easier to get onto the axe. So I'm going to flare both ends of the strapping with the straight peen hammer, and then I'm going to smooth it out with the other side hammer. You can use a cross peen, of course, as well. A straight or a cross peen hammer helps a lot with spreading something in the direction you want it to go. If you use a rounded peen, then it's going to go in every direction. So I just have to keep it nice and hot so I don't get any cracks in my metal. I made one of these before and I didn't keep it hot enough, and I got a lot of cracks in the iron. And this is just standard cold rolled iron. I think it's like 1018. That pin right there is a mandrel I made for shaping axe handles, and I'll use it to shape the axe handle around it, get the right shape. And it's quite handy to have one of those. It took a long time grinding that. I made it out of an axle of an old car, and it was just a huge amount of grinding, and I think I would do it differently if I did it again. But I've got the piece folded over fairly evenly here to get it hot. Slowly wrap it around that mandrel there and kind of shape it, get the right taper. It's a tapered mandrel so that the axe handles slide on smoothly. Now that I got it mostly shaped, I'm going to weld it onto a piece of rebar here so it's easier to work with. Clean off any spot you're going to weld with a grinder or a file, wire brush. Make sure it's nice and clean. Square them up. There's a little spacer I've got there for the same width as my material. I put a spot of weld to hold that blade on, and then I'm using borax as a welding flux. Power hammer is really nice for welding. You don't have to have it, but it's really nice. Now I can use that mandrel to get more shaping done. Some final work on the edges, and there you go, the forging done. I'm going to cut that rebar off and then shape it on my angle grind or my belt sander here. I built this belt sander a long time ago, and it's really adjustable and nice to have a good heavy belt sander. I'm not a very good blacksmith, but I'm pretty good on a grinder, so I've been able to grind out a lot of this stuff. And I was kind of in a hurry, so I could have finished this up a lot nicer than I did. You can still see some marks where the weld edge was there. When you're getting ready to harden a blade, you want to make sure it gets to the non-magnetic point, especially if you don't know what the material is. And then I'm mostly just edge hardening this and letting the heat creep back in a little bit into the steel so that I can avoid the tempering process where you would bake it. A little final sharpen here. And then I'm going to shape my handle. I'm going to use a belt sander to shape the handle as well. And the handle just needs to taper so it fits nicely into that axe head. If you use the soft part of the belt like that, it gives you a smoother cut. So almost there, pound it on. Went out and cut off the last bit of it, and then I'm going to just smooth it out. A little bit of sanding. So there you go, done. 1 hour, 59 minutes and 21 seconds. Sweet.
Nice. That's what I'm talking about. Now do it again.
Nice.